hope that if you were fucking taking that dive, you would have done some research.
Well, they have to be credibly. Most of these people are already hunting guides, survivalists, outdoorsmen.
Right.
Like, you don't hear the guy that's like, oh yeah, I'm a gamer and a podcaster, bro. And then they're out there doing that.
You wait till this fucking Ocean Gate fucking documentary fucking comes out, because there's a situation there where because he had fucking billions and billions of dollars, he was able to pay off anybody that told him it wasn't safe. He was able to pay off anybody that told him that it wouldn't work. This dude, the Ocean Gate thing is the billionaire that took the submersible down to the Titanic.
Oh, you had me lost for a minute.
So
I know about this with his Xbox controller.
I don't know anything about that, but as far as just him as a human being, so like, I mean, there's some information now that's obviously come out in light of all of this now that, like, they've said almost at every single step of the way that anywhere that there was an expert, whether they were an expert in, pressurization or submersibles or deep sea exploration, multiple experts were brought in, obviously, to make this happen. Every single one of them told him, listen, carbon fiber frame, never going to fucking work. You can't do carbon fiber into this depth. It just will not work. Numbers don't fucking lie when you're talking about fucking science.
Pressure.
So it's like, these experts now have all come out and been outspoken about, like, we told them at every fucking step of the way that, like, on paper, this will never fucking work. Like, you have to make changes. It can't have this big of a window observing glass. It can't have all these things. And he ignored it. Everybody that stood in his way, he fired them and paid somebody that would just do what he wanted. And, like, this documentary is about to come out, and, like, they're painting him out to be what they're literally, their term for him is that he was a psychopath. All he cared about was being famous.
Oh, he's famous, all right, and he fucking feed him beans.
And, like, the lady that he brought on him was like, she's going to be the pilot of the submersible. She's like, excuse me? She's like, I'm a fucking accountant. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? It's like, so he just literally had no disregard for the safety of it at all. And he literally took those people down there to fucking die, himself included.
Yep.
And it just goes to show, it's like, you could have more money than brains in a lot of situations, and like, oh my God, like.
Well, I guess that was how he wanted to die. He wanted to be part of the Titanic.
There's fucking sound bites and press conferences of talking, nobody will die under my watch. Period. Oh my God, dude. So I can't wait for it to come out. And then, like, they just released video, which is obviously, so like they had now obviously gone through all these reports because they obviously tested this thing multiple times before it went on the Titanic exploration. And even in what they would call like a simulated dive with the submersible in a pool in a controlled environment, they were frequently losing contact with the team. They couldn't keep track of it. They were lost for multiple hours in like a small body of water. They had no idea where they were at. Even on the day of the dive on the way to the Titanic, their form of communication with the crew that was in the submersible was texting. Like, you good? Yep. Still good? Yep. And then they just stopped getting texts. You think they're down there in the fucking sub, dude, on the bottom of the ocean going, man, what the fuck? They can't even fucking send a text.
Yeah, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, these are fucking people that are supposed to be, like,
yeah, how did you get to even have billions of dollars and you're that fucking stupid?
Well, you don't have to be smart to be rich. But it's like, oh my God, if you're going on an exploration of the Titanic, I mean, like, scenic ride or not, it's like, oh my God, do you think he'd want people down there that are fucking qualified to do it and have the right things in place? But literally, so like this video that came out the other day is of the crew that's sitting there monitoring all of this, on the radar. And of course, the guy's wife is sitting there watching the thing, and listening to all the audio, and you just hear. And she goes, that was a weird bang. And the guy that's sitting behind her just goes, oh. He fucking knew, because like, obviously I'm sure that like that's a very distinct sound of something imploding underwater. And like I said, like if you're up there monitoring systems, you probably know, like,
yeah,
yep,
sayonara.
Like,
but did this not listen, bro? When did Titanic come out? Because I have it on VHS. 1997. Thank you. Okay, so I can remember back then to watching it in 1997. I don't know how old I would have been, but a young lad, probably about 10, considering I was born in 87. And the dude said in the submarine then, that looked way more legit than theirs in the fucking movie, was like talking something about It's 2.2 miles below the surface. Pressure at this depth is 2.2 tons per square inch. So that would be...
That's how much pressure
4,000 and some pounds per square inch. These windows are 9 inches thick. So if they go, it's sayonara in 2 microseconds. Now, I don't know what a microsecond is, but it sounds like it's pretty short amount of time.
Oh my God, I watched like a CGI recreation of how that worked. Now, obviously, like milliseconds, microseconds, I mean, like it obviously had to have started with a breached hull somewhere, it cracked somewhere. But literally, like, faster than you can even blink your fucking eye.
Right.
Those fucking 6 people that were in that thing were ooze.
Right.
Literally just splat. I mean, just absolutely.
Quickest way to go.
You know, and it's like, oh, they didn't even have a time. Like, they said that it happened so fast, they wouldn't even have heard a creak in the hall. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have even heard it.
You wouldn't even have got to know it was coming. Yeah. Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, but they had to have been fucking terrified because, again, like I said, they had this thing at multiple different locations that weren't even anywhere near the depth that they were taking it down to the Titanic. And again, like, they could hear it crinkling and hear it, you know, and multiple people telling them, again, carbon fiber, not really the best choice under pressure. You know what I mean? Like, you know what the fuck carbon fiber is.
Light as shit, yeah. It's so made for like racing cars.
You're making decisions that are, you know, being told by experts after experts that this is not going to work, and you're just going into the fucking blind because you think you know better than them. It's like, yeah, it's crazy to think, you know, but again, they're fucking lost. You know, it's a shame because the guy had his kid on board, and there was, you know, a bunch of people, because this was his dream, was to make commercial trips to the Titanic, you know, which is like, yeah, that'd be real exciting to look through.
Well, maybe you should have asked the United States Navy about doing that instead of, because where I was going with the whole thing is supposedly, too, that whole sub was ran by an Xbox controller.
Oh, really? So they might not even, like, they probably weren't controlling it at all, right?
Well, even that just sounds a little tinsy.
Right.
I would want a little bit something better than a $34 item I can grab off the shelf at any Walmart.
Well,
wouldn't you want a controller that was made by the Navy or by, you know?
Well, it may have been. That might just be a reference point to just how, you know, it may be how it looked or how simplified it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's exactly how I just described that controller for that drone that I was looking at. It literally looks like a PlayStation controller, and that's how they've made this transition from maybe I've been a gamer in my fucking dungeon for the last 10 years. Now I can fly F-15 through a... You know what I mean? Like, because that's what it's going to come down to.
Right. I was going to say that, but in your defense, you're not taking that drone to the bottom of the fucking ocean with live souls on board.
No, actually, that's the whole fucking crux of the whole thing is it's like all of this technology has allowed us to do these things without endangering human beings. It's like that's the whole fucking point. Is like you can have this thing...
Can't you make something to go down there to look at it without having to die?
Are you that egotistical that you got to be the one that takes human beings down there? It's like, who the fuck is sitting around and like, man, I'm so mad I can't go down to the fucking bottom of the ocean and see the Titanic? That's all I want to do in life is go to the bottom of the fucking ocean, look at some fucking swamped ass fucking ship. You know, like you said, I've seen the movie. They've done plenty of documentaries on it. They've had submersibles that were unmanned down there and shot videos of it. Like, what the fuck is going on? If you're not, like, if anything, spend your millions of dollars and excavate this fucking thing.
That's what I want to see
done. Put it
done
somewhere.
Yep, pull it up out of there.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, maybe fucking get some of these skeletons out of there. There's probably some fucking, people still in there. Yeah, there's probably some, there's probably all kinds of stuff in there. So I mean, realistically, like, would it have been more expensive? It probably would have been safer to just start bringing it up. I bet you could probably figure out a way to, they do underwater welding, right? So you could probably take, I know, like, with my torches, where I was working at the scrapyard cutting up metal, they probably could have went down there and fucking cut that thing up underwater with some kind of handheld fucking equipment and then put it back together on the fucking surface of the, on land.